Hey guys, welcome back to another flashlight review. Today we're going to be looking at a brand new EDC flashlight from Olight. This is the Diffuse. The Olight Diffuse has literally just been released. I've been playing around with it for a while. I'm going to go through my thoughts, let you know whether this is the right EDC flashlight for you. So like I said, this is a brand new flashlight just released from Olight, and it's an odd name, the Diffuse. Even stranger sort of design when you consider that most flashlights have a general sort of tube-like design. I mean, you've still got the gist of a tube, but you've got this kind of pentagonal shape. So it feels almost like you're holding an oversized pencil, except classier. It's a great looking flashlight. It's very unique, especially for these little EDC flashlights. Tend to get a lot of companies that just make the same tube sort of design, and it's nice to see Olight are doing something a bit different here. And surprisingly, it also accepts non-proprietary batteries. So this is what you get in the box. Obviously, you get the light itself here. You get a little lanyard. I don't use these often myself. USB-C charging cable, and you get the manual. That's pretty much it. This is the little box that it comes in as well if you want to pause the video and check out the specifications here. So the Olight Diffuse takes a 14500 cell, basically the same size as a AA cell. It does take those two, by the way. And I thought I'd just compare it to my other 14500 cell flashlights. I've got the Workhorse TS10 here on the side, probably the smallest of the lot. Ace Beam Poke Lit AA. Got a couple of interesting ones here. This is the Mate Minco FT01, and I've got the Ruben X2 here on the right. Both these take 14500 cells, okay, but as you can see here, it's roughly the same size as the Poke Lit AA, a little bit chunkier because of the design of it. Got this sort of pentagonal design, but it's a very nice, easily pocketable size, and looks really unique, especially when you compare it to some of these cylindrical flashlights. Alrighty, so here's a little close-up of the Olight Diffuse, and absolutely solid construction. Machining is perfect. There's no imperfections whatsoever on this light, and I like how it's made of just one machined part. Only just the tube of this flashlight. They've kept it very minimalistic. Anodizing is slightly glossy. Could be slippery with sweaty hands, but at the moment it's actually not too bad. There's no knurling on there as well. And this sort of pentagonal design also means that the light's not going to roll around on a slanted surface. Cool thing as well is that the tail cap has space for a tritium tube, which is a nice addition. You see that a lot on the smaller EDC flashlights, but I've never seen Olight do that before on any of their flashlights. And initially I was wondering, how do I actually get the battery? Well, get to the battery, you basically just unscrew it. So it's a little bit weird, but you sort of just do it like that using 3 fingers. Okay. And the battery is in there. It's the 14500 cell. Comes with a USB-C port in it to charge it directly. It's an Olight cell, but it does take other non-proprietary 14500 cells as well as other AA cells. I think that's crucial when you're looking at a reliable EDC flashlight, that you essentially are able to use any other cell available with you. The light is operated by a single switch here. It's metal switch, and also functions as a battery indicator. Okay, that little button there as well basically just glows green, orange, and finally red, depending on the battery level, battery voltage. This is what the head of the flashlight looks like. TIR lens, and I think It's using an Osram P9. Pretty sure it's an Osram P9. The lens is also slightly recessed in the bezel. You can see here from the side, which is good. All these TIR lenses are made of polycarbonate, so they do scratch up if you're not careful. But that recessed lens does help a bit. So I'll run through a quick demo of the UI. So essentially, you can click and hold from off to access moonlight mode. Okay, then you can basically just click and it will go from low, medium, high, cycle from low, medium, high. Okay, say you've got it on the medium mode, turn it off, turn it back on. It remembers the medium mode, but if you want to go straight to the lowest mode, that's what you do. Just press and hold to get access to that moonlight mode. You can also double press to access turbo, which is a step above high. Okay, and triple press to access strobe. You can access turbo, and you can also access strobe while the light is off. But very simple UI. Another thing you can do is lock the flashlight, so you can just press and hold that side switch for about 3 to 4 seconds. Okay, and as you press it again, it just turns red when you try to activate that light. I think that's a good option, especially because the light doesn't come with a clip. So if you chuck it in your bag and you accidentally hit something and turns it on, but a good thing that it does have that function. Just press and hold again for a couple of seconds to disable the lock. So I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests with the Olight Diffuse. And you can see here on the turbo test, it ran for just over a minute on turbo, which is 700 lumens, before stepping down to 50% at the 3-minute mark. Quite impressive given how small this flashlight is. And you wouldn't want to push it anymore, because I've seen lights of this size, especially with the Workhorse TS10, that really push it until the point where you can't even hold the light anymore. It's just not practical to use it. Okay, but after running this test, the light was perfectly fine to hold. It was warm to the touch, but wasn't burning my hand or anything like that. This is another ceiling bounce test I ran on high, and you can see the light holds 100% output all the way to 10 minutes before it ramps down to 50% output. Pretty impressive considering the size of this light and the fact that it wasn't generating any significant amount of heat as well. So it's good to know you've got a decent high run time. Finally, I did another test, ceiling bounce test on medium, and you can see here basically just holds the output for the entire test. I ran that past the 35-minute mark, and that's 50 lumens. The Olight Diffuse produces a really nice floody beam with a diffused hotspot. These are some extra tests that I ran with my Opal Lightmaster Pro, and you can see here on the turbo mode, 95 meters of throw. Quite impressive. CRI just reduces as you go into the high mode, so it starts off on 78 in the low mode, just going down finally in turbo to 61, and the CCT range from 5,100 to 6,100, increasing as you go through the high modes as well. So the light does get cooler as you increase the output. Some considerations you might want to be aware of with the Olight Diffuse. As of the making of this video, there is no high CRI option. I know that's important for some of you when selecting an EDC flashlight. Personally, I just use lights for visibility, and I'm red-green colorblind, so I can't really tell if there's a greenish tint at times. It's not as obvious to me as some people perceive it as. Another thing is, you've got 700 lumens maximum output. This is pretty respectable for a light of this size. I mean, it's impressive, but it's certainly not a pocket rocket by any means. And that's not the intention I believe Olight had when they made this light in the first place. It's just a easy light that you can carry along with you. It takes other types of cells as well, just normal AA cells. So it's used as an emergency light, an EDC light just in your bag, in the glove box, around the house. Looks nice as well. Doesn't attract any attention. Another consideration is that this light, like I mentioned before, does not come with a clip. Okay? And I think a clip would actually ruin the beautiful aesthetics of this light. It's sort of one part construction, and it does come with a lanyard though. Would also be nice to see a magnet or something on the tail. But overall, really impressed with the Olight Diffuse. It's Olight's answer to that classic double A EDC 14500 style EDC, and I love how they've given it unique spin with this pentagonal design. They've even got that tritium slot there as well. Ability to use multiple power sources, which is something that a lot of people find annoying about Olight, that they use proprietary cells. I think the Olight Diffuse is the perfect light to keep in your pocket, your handbag, glove box, around the house. Hopefully they release these with a whole bunch of colors as well. It's amazing how much light this thing produces. It packs a punch for its size. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description. You're able to get this light there for a special discount if you use my link. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below. I will get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, do me a favor and click the like button. It helps me to get my videos out to more people. It doesn't cost you a cent. And if you want to keep up to date with the newest flashlight reviews, make sure you subscribe. Olight Diffuse on the lowest mode, barely visible, or like a moonlight mode. Okay, low, medium, and this is getting a bit better. You can see up into the grass here, that's about it. High, and the high mode is, this is excellent for general visibility up till all these trees in the front and the little shrubs, bits of grass in the center. Can't really, you can see into that field as well a little. That's about it. Okay, maybe you get about 10 minutes of runtime on this brightness, which is very impressive. And turbo, which is just a touch brighter. Just a touch brighter than the high mode. And this is seriously impressive for such a little light. And a small bezel diameter as well. Considering that how small the bezel is, that strength of that hotspot is quite decent. But on this level it does step down quite quickly. Okay, just cycle through the different modes again so you can see. Low, medium, high, turbo, just a touch brighter. Go for a little walk. Olight Diffuse, short range. This is just low, medium and high. See them sort of cycle through. That's the turbo mode.